Good morning, everyone. I'd just like to reconvene West of England Combined Authority Committee meeting, which was started on Friday the 1st of December. And we got to, in proceedings last time, we got to item number 5, which is the unlawful expenditure report. As people will recall, we deferred the meeting to allow Bristol City Council to attend. We have subsequently received advice about why they are not attending, but we will still move to item number 5. So I'll pass over to the officers' unlawful expenditure report, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. The report's main agenda item for today is on page 7 of your pack. I don't propose to say terribly much at all by way of introduction, if that's acceptable, Chair, because it's a comprehensive report. It's all there in front of you. I'm sure it's been read. Just a reminder that the purpose of the committee day is not to seek to establish blame in this matter. It is simply to, if it can, reach a view on whether or not they agree with the view of myself and the Section 73 officer that the expenditure in this case was unlawful, and then direct officers as they see fit into what further actions, if any, they think we should take in terms of improving the internal control environment of the authority to reduce the risk of something like this happening again. And with that, Chair, I'll hand back to you, but of course, happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Chair. Just a few points for me. One is, just to recognise obviously the attendance of the members at the committee today, and to confirm that they have made all efforts in order to be at the meeting and to consider the report and decide what it is that they want to recommend. Really, that is important to recognise that attendance. Secondly, I think it's really important to stay focused on the issue that we're dealing with in the way that we can in the report. We've endeavoured to keep it focused on the issue that we're talking about, and that is because one has to do that. This is not about all other matters that aren't in the report. This is a focused report, and we've tried to keep it narrow. I do want to underline the way we've endeavoured to write the report in as much as we possibly can, that no blame emphasis, in order that we can learn from what happened and take it into the future, so that we do things in a better way. I always say there is nothing I can do about the past. I can only do things about the future, and it is the same in this report. And it's important that we learn from it, and that actually we then move forward and get on with the really important and huge agenda we have to deliver for the residents and business of the region. And that is the most important thing that we are doing. And there are some really good schemes and really good decisions that the committee have made over the years around that delivery. And that is what we want to do. We want to move forward and get on with the significant things that really matter to our residents and business.
Thank you, Richard. I will open up for debates. Councillor Gollop, would you like to make a statement on behalf of the Audit Committee, please?
Yes, thank you, Chair. And in a sense, I apologise to the members present, because most of our comments are addressed to the one party that isn't here, but I think it's important to put it on record. So, Audit Committee met on the 11th of December and considered this report, and we felt we couldn't emphasise enough the significance of this matter as a governance issue. We saw the most important point was that you as a committee must meet to consider the report. Now, make clear, Audit Committee wouldn't dream of telling the committee what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. But we did want to emphasise that a committee meeting should take place with all 3 unitary authority leaders or their substitutes present. I'm disappointed that my own authority is not present today. I'm reassured that the Council's opinion confirms that 2 authorities can meet, but it would have added in significant credibility if all 3 authorities had been present. We wanted to note that the reputational damage to the combined authority has already been prolonged by the inability to meet on last Friday week. The sooner the issues noted, the sooner the authority can move ahead and deal with the important governance and policy issues, which it must be its priority. We note that the external auditor is to issue a further report on governance, and so the issue requires the concentrated attention of the whole combined authority committee. Separately from this, audit committee will be writing to you as leaders with concerns about the implementation of the statutory recommendations, in particular in terms of agreement between the constituent authorities and the committee. So we will be doing that for your January meeting, but this is just to focus on this matter in hand. Finally, say I think that officers have had a remarkable challenge in pulling together a report that makes the points it had to make in a diplomatic way, and it is important that we're not talking about blame, we're not talking about all these issues, we're simply talking about sorting out the governance issues to make sure the authority is run in the best possible way to prevent situations like this happening again. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Councillor Gollop. I will open up for debate. Councillor Young.
Thank you, Chair. So I want to say first that I have noted and considered the letter from the Mayor of Bristol. I've also noted the concerns that were expressed at the first meeting by the public about our time being taken up with this matter. And yes, I would rather be focusing on how to improve bus services and about the costs of the meeting. And I would request that the Chief Executive provide the costs of the investigation and these meetings to the committee, to members of the committee. Nevertheless, the principle of the matter is important, regardless of the sum of money involved on this occasion, given that this authority deals with significant sums of taxpayers' money, and the officers were obliged to present this report to us, and we must consider it within the deadline. I think it's important to note the monitoring officer's comments and and paragraphs 39 and 36 of the report that make it clear that today's report is not about individuals. There are other forums for that, either management action or a formal complaint. Today is about making sure WECA functions appropriately in the future. And as the Audit Committee have recommended, I believe it would be appropriate we do that with all the constituent authorities involved, because good governance of the combined authority is important to all our residents. I do believe the report provides sufficient information to make a judgment on the lawfulness of the issue, and it sets out some actions clearly, but when we come back to this after Kevin's had his say, I think there are additional things I would want, additional actions I would want to see to have confidence about where we go next and how this authority is seeking to improve its governance.
Thank you very much, Councillor Young. I think from my perspective, this has taken up a considerable amount of time over what is, in the general public's view, a very small sum of money. But as Councillor Young has pointed out, this is about the way WECA works and how it functions, and whether it is functioning within the law in some aspects. So this is we note that the time and effort that's been put in by the WECA officers is a very difficult report for them to put together. I am personally very frustrated that Bristol are not here. It is a shame that they are unable to attend for the reasons given. But as Claire and myself have given this a considerable amount of thought with officers and with advice, and this is where I believe we've come to. So the committee is of the view that this expenditure was clearly unlawful. I repeat, was clearly unlawful for the reasons set out in the report. However, we will not pass a formal resolution to that effect because we feel very strongly that a representative from Bristol City Council should have attended this meeting to contribute to the debate and the vote. Therefore, we resolve to conclude the meeting having made no formal finding on unlawfulness, but making the following directions to the head of paid services. 2, invite the authority's external auditors to carefully consider the way in which this matter has proceeded, with particular reference to the existing statutory recommendations, implement a code of practice of protocol to be followed in all mayoral marketing and communications activity moving forward, carry on with the implementation of the corrective measures set out in the report and report progress on the same, on report progress back to the audit committee. And finally, to take a line-by-line report to audit committee on spend against the mayoral budget in the 22-23 and 23-24 financial years in order to assist and inform the code of practice protocol referred to in paragraphs above and inform organisational learning in the future. I therefore move those 4 points. I'm happy, unless Claire wants to, Claire's happy to second. I will officially move to the vote to move that. All in favour? Favour. Passed. Carried. I therefore call an end to the meeting. Thank you very much.